I can't help but wonder if Hope is heading for a breakdown. The tension with her mother and the whole Carter situation is just a ticking time bomb. We all know that Hope's actions have been questionable, pushing boundaries and stirring up drama, but is she really the villain here? Now, I get the feeling that this chaos might be leading to a Lope reunion. Could this be how Liam and Hope finally find their way back to each other? I mean, Hope does have some psychological problems. Before she was all about Liam, she kept on forgiving him over and over again for the sake of their family. So overturning that for a moment of lust was not like her at all. To be honest, Hope and Liam aren't great together, unless Liam changes and completely phases Steffi out of his life and treats her like his ex. But if this is how Hope's going to be like when not with Liam, I'd rather see them together. And guess what? Hope might realize it soon and decide to get in touch with Liam again and see where it goes. And I think next year we might have a wedding or a celebration of Lope's reunion. I wouldn't be surprised if this fallout ends with them rekindling things. I mean, Hope's actions might eventually spiral to the point where she seeks therapy or even leans on Liam for support. That could be the moment that makes them realize they're meant to be, but I can't help but wonder how Carter will react. Will he just step aside, or will he turn into the new Thomas trying to tear Lope apart? And then there's Brooke. Can we talk about Brooke's role in all this? I feel like she's getting way too much heat for doing what any reasonable person would do. I mean, Hope's been pushing Carter to make risky moves, and at some point, Brooke had to draw the line. She didn't betray Hope by telling Witch. If anything, she's been placed in a no-win situation by her daughter. It's not like she's been out there trying to sabotage Hope's life. She's simply trying to protect her own and keep things stable at Forrester Creations, a company she's devoted decades to. Yet there's this narrative that Brooke's somehow the bad guy in all of this. Is it because she's the one who exposed the plan? I don't think so. It was the right thing to do, especially considering Hope's track record of making questionable choices. Brooke has been forced to confront her own daughter's actions multiple times. And let's be real here, Hope hasn't exactly been listening. She's been headstrong, pushing ahead with her plans even when Brooks warned her about the consequences. That's not betrayal. That's just tough love. Brooke's done what she had to do to protect herself for marriage and Forrester. After all, she's been the backbone of the company for years. She deserves to protect the legacy, even if it means stepping on some toes. Let's not forget about Ridge either. I can't help but feel like he's been a little too trusting in this entire situation. By not investigating Hope's plans more thoroughly, he might have betrayed Brooke. It's not about picking sides. Brooke just wants to do the right thing. If anything, Witch should have been more involved and questioned Hope's actions before things got this far. But he let his daughter win like he always does. He's the one who keeps on betraying Brooke. The whole thing makes me wonder, what's next for Carter and Hope? Could they actually run the company for a while, especially after Brooke revealed the truth about Hope's plans? Brooke might have exposed the situation, but that doesn't mean Carter and Hope are going to give up easily. We've already seen Carter's frustrations with Steffi, and now with Hope in the mix, it's clear that they have a strong bond. Could Carter take over as the new Thomas and try to make his move on Forrester? It's a possibility, but I'm not sure if Hope is fully ready to walk down the road, especially when it means potentially losing Liam forever. It's hard to ignore the fact that The Bold and the Beautiful has kind of dropped the ball on what could have been a fantastic storyline. There's been so much potential in the drama surrounding Hope's actions and Brooke's role in the family dynamic. But the show seems to be dragging it out, with too many unresolved tensions and plots that feel a little too rushed or too familiar. Brooke's been a pillar of strength, but it's about time she's given some credit for doing the right thing, especially considering all the pressure she's under. At the end of the day, I'm rooting for Lope to find their way back to each other. It seems like their storyline was just left hanging in the wind for too long. And while I'm not a huge fan of Hope's recent decisions, I want to see her find happiness, just not at the expense of everyone else's happiness. But let's be honest, if they don't wrap this up soon, it might just lead to even more drama, and I'm not sure we can handle much more of that. It will be interesting to see where all of this heads, especially with the tension still high at Forced Creations. How much longer can Hope, Brooke, and Carter keep this up before everything collapses? We'll have to wait and see, but it's going to be Emmy-worthy, and I'm here for it. Annika would absolutely crush those emotional scenes if it all goes down the way I think it will. What do you think? Let's take a moment to dissect the reach here. Everyone keeps on blaming either Steffi or Brooke, but he has a big part to play too. Honestly, the more I watch, the more it seems like Rich is just a master at messing things up, especially when it comes to his relationship with Brooke. Let's talk about his track record for a second. He can't seem to make up his mind when it comes to believing Brooke. And don't get me started on his inappropriate closeness with Taylor. One minute he's got Brooke on his arms and the next he's catering to Taylor's needs, no questions asked. It's like a little never-ending tug of war between the two of them, and poor Brooke is always caught in the middle. Every time something happens and there's the slightest bit of spotlight on Brooke, he assumes she's guilty and moves on. After being together for as long as they have, he still doesn't think of standing by her and listening to her side, like ever. And Rich can't even stand up for Brooke when his kids try to sabotage her. Instead of calling out his children for their behavior, he just shrugs it off like it's no big deal. It's a hard pill to swallow watching him just stand there as they badmouth her. But the moment Hope made a mistake, he said she deserved to be fired. How's that fair? And that's not all. Carter, this loyal guy who's always been there for the family, gets treated like an afterthought by Rich. No respect for Carter's contributions or his role as COO, which is a huge slap in the face. The more I watch, the more I just think, Brooke, seriously, why are you still putting up with this? It's frustrating because for years, people like me have rooted for Bridge, but at some point, you have to call it like you see it. Rich is a hypocrite. A coward even. Sure, he might be dealing with some guilt over Taylor's health issues, but that doesn't justify his actions or excuses. In fact, it's because of his way and he should stay away from Taylor too. Looks like he won't rest until he kills one of them emotionally. So yeah, I'm done. Rich needs to see things for what they are, and I just wish Brooke would wake up and realize that she deserves so much more. So let us know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching and we hope to see you guys soon in the next video. If you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Until next time, take care.